Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back into the comments and talk to the people there. See if I can maybe...
Lord Harrowmont, said to have kicked Castless in the street. Does he respect none beneath his station?
That's pretty messed up.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
News of the hour. Is Lord Balin considering a dissolution of the ancient clans? He refuses to comment in the assembly.
Sometimes change is a good thing. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to go back into the commons and I'm going to talk to the merchants and the commoners in the commons and see if I can learn more about Balin and Harrowmont. Because, I mean, really that's what Nerian here would do in this situation. He doesn't really know anything about either of these two people. He can't throw his lot in with either of them. You know, not knowing what they're about.
I hear the surface kingdoms are having problems too. It's not just down here.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's Luxury Goods Shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Have a look at my shop, I hope.
Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced, of course.
The great paragon Branca will never return.
Yeah, that's what you said
The
last time.
ancestors have taken her from this world.
Lord Harrowmont is such a good, caring man. He'll make a great king.
It's about time the Darkspawn started attacking the surface. They bothered us for far too long.
For you know what it is to mourn.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Your allegiance to this Balin is clear. But tell me, why is this?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
You know, I've heard rumors that he's actually the one who killed his father.
Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Let me see what you have in your store.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
Ancestors smile on you.
And this, I take it, would be the poorest of the poor. Whoa, hello.
A rich one will get plenty for their kid once we start them auto.
You called the hands! Now we get our hands dirty. Here comes trouble!
No quarter shall be given!
Okay, well. I guess these people are pretty desperate.
Very well.
An explanation of the caseless. The caste system in Orzammar includes many groups of privilege, the nobility and the warriors above all others, but to a lesser degree the merchants and the smiths, and even the miners. Tradition establishes a clear hierarchy, but as in any culture with an upper class, there is also a clear underclass. These unfortunates, the so-called caseless, are believed to be descendants of criminals and other undesirables. They have been looked down upon since Orzammar's foundation. They have taken up residence in a place called Dusttown, a crumbling ruin on the fringe of Orzammar's common areas. Orzammar's society considers these caseless lower than even the servant caste. Indeed, the caseless are not allowed to become servants, as it is too honorable a position. They are seen as little better than animals, their faces branded at birth to mark them as the bastard children of the kingdom. Their home district, little more than a slum, it is a haven for crime, organized and otherwise. Orzammar's guards seemingly cannot be bothered to patrol its streets. The best that most caseless dwarves can hope for is a life at the whim of a local crime lord, ended abruptly by violence or an overabundance of toxic lichen ale. Even so, there is some hope for the caseless, a dangling rope that offers a way up into the greater Orzammar society, since a dwarf's caste is determined by the parent of the same sex. The male child of a nobleman is part of that noble's house in caste. Strangely, it is acceptable for caseless women to train in the arts of courtly romance to woo nobles and warriors. They are known as noble hunters. Any male born from such a union is considered a joyous event, considering the low rate of dwarven fertility. The mother and entire family are then taken in by the father's house, although they retain their caste. The dwarves we know on the surface are also considered caseless once they leave Orzammar, although this is only relevant to those who return, if they are allowed to return at all. Dwarves who leave for the surface, the sun-touched, as they are often called behind their backs, lose their connection to the stone and the favor of the ancestors, and thus are worthy of little more than pity, for upon dying they are said to be lost to the stone forever. Put that way, it seems a sad existence indeed. From the Stone Halls of the Dwarves, by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. So it seems that as poor as even the elves in the alien ages and in human cities are treated, these caseless have it a lot worse.
Whoever you're looking for, it's not me, I swear.
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here.
What makes you think I'm looking for anything?
I'm no fool. Nobody just wanders around in Dusttown. You're here looking for me, and I don't like it. You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
I shall do it. As you say.
Another battle, I see.
Proving receipt. A losing betting receipt crumpled in anger. These are only printed in the proving grounds.
Coin. You got any coin? I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside?
Yes, I did.
My mam used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
No, that doesn't happen.
Yes. When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh?
I have to go now, sorry.
Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
Oh, I talked to him already, never mind.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dusttown. Help a poor cripple.
Here's 5 silver. Buy yourself some food.
Well, thank you truly, my lord. That's right good of you. It takes a stranger to notice how bad things are, huh? No dwarf would lift a sodding finger. Excuse my language. What takes you out of the diamond quarters, stranger? You got a vice you're looking for old Nadezda to fill?
Actually, tell me about this place.
It's pretty much as you see it. The raw stone where the casteless live, because we're not welcome elsewhere. You're born to wear a branded face in Orzammar, and you'll live your life in Dust Town.
What do you mean by a brand?
Means you don't exist. It tells everyone who sees you not to work with you, not to serve you, and not to care if you're hurt. The Deep Lords burn it into us the day we're born, so no one accidentally oversteps her place.
How did you get crippled?
I'd say it was an accident, try to get some sympathy coin, but you look like you'd rather hear the truth. I was running protection for the Carta when some guardsmen caught me. Duster I was with had coin for a bribe, but I took a stand. Guardsmen broke my sodding kneecaps and had me kneel in dung until the infection set in. Never healed proper.
What's a Carta?
Well, now I know you're not from here. The Carta's who runs Dust Town. Jarvia's got her boys everywhere. They tell you, and you jump, because they're the only ones with the coin and the steel to get whatever they want.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I need to go now.
I'll just stay out of your way then.
You got a crust of bread to spare?
Spare a bit for the needy? Please. It's not for me, it's for my child. Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I.
Why doesn't your son's father help you?
A question I ask every day. He was eager enough for a daughter who would bring him into the mining caste. But since the boy was born, I've not seen nose or heel of the lout. And me alone on the street, forbidden to return to my family unless I... But no! I can't bear to even think of it!
What does your family want you to do?
My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a miner, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
That's horrible.
I cannot abandon my baby. The Shapers teach that only children of true lineage exist, not those born casteless. But they never carried a child. He cries like any other infant, and smiles when he's warm and full. I can't kill him because of an accident of birth, an accident I forced on him.
Can't you just take your son to the surface?
I thought about that. They say there's no caste up there. That humans don't care about lineage. I've never met a surfacer, though. I thought it might not be safe.
You'll be fine. Up there it's my people they look down on.
Strange that you would encourage me with one breath, and be so bitter with the next. However you complain, you look well-fed and well-clothed. And that is more than I can give my son here. Thank you, stranger, for opening my eyes. Perhaps I'll see you next in the light of the sun.
If I were tall and beautiful like you, I could make all sorts of money.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Well, unfortunately, none of the caseless really had anything to say about who should be king. None of them even mentioned it at all. So I haven't been able to learn that much about either Balin or Haremont, or who would really make the better king. New case, the case. New codex, the case. Okay. Visitor... Didn't I read this? No, I didn't. This is a different one. Okay. Visitors to Orzammar should keep in mind that the hierarchies of Dwarven society are much more complex than our own. It is easy to gravely insult a man simply by mistaking his position. Since this can lead to unnecessary loss of life and limbs, I will attempt to mitigate the danger for my fellow travelers. The society of Orzammar is divided into nobles, warriors, smiths, artisans, miners, merchants, and servants. Now, you're undoubtedly saying to yourself, we have all of those divisions among our own people. This is a dangerous misconception. Certainly, we do have nobility, artisans, merchants, and these positions are largely inherited from our parents. However, the younger children of noblemen often choose to be artisans or soldiers. The sons of merchants may join the army or become servants or apprentice themselves to craftsmen. This is all freely chosen, limited perhaps by the circumstances of birth, but still chosen. What is a matter of choice for most human folk is dictated entirely by birth for dwarves. No one may become a smith who was not born to the smith caste, or who was not born to smith caste parents. A servant who marries a noblewoman will never be a noble himself, and although his daughters would be nobles, his sons would be servants, for daughters inherit the caste of their mother, while sons inherit the caste of their fathers. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Wait. You're a dwarf. Why are you wearing chantry robes?
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
I didn't think dwarves believed in the Maker.
I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
Even in the very bowels of the earth, we hear no end of this chant.
And that is something to rejoice in, good sister. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Don't dwarves worship their ancestors or something?
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers.
Well, good luck with that. Let me know how it turns out.
Never mind. The Shaper of Memories has refused me so far. I thought perhaps with another advocate... Well, if you have a change of heart, let me know. Maker's blessing, brother. I never expected to see you back. Is there something you seek?
Never mind.
Then may your paths be righteous and the truth light your way.
Did you see that fight? In the old days, those men would have been told to join the Legion of the Dead. At least then they'd put that anger to good use. But not these days.
Alright, let's see if there's anything we can learn in the tavern.
Ugh, just do not buy anything, or touch anything, or sit anywhere.
Atrust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapsters. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
I'd like to hear a bit about the city.
So you come to Tapsters? I guess
Why
you're
not?
not asking for anything official, or you'd be at the Shaperate. But I can certainly give you a mole's eye view.
Any place I should see while I'm here?
The nobles stay upstairs, except when they're slumming. You'll find the assembly there, the palace, the Shaperate, and plenty of estates. Down from here is just Dust Town or the mines, so my recommendation is avoid. It's not part of the city, just some old tunnels where the Castlists build their nest. No one goes there if they can help it.
I
But
was
if
already
you want
there.
fun, your best bet is the Proving.
Alright, that's all, thanks.
A Grey Warden is always welcome in Tapsters.
I'll miss old King Endrin. He was a good man.
There's an ale out there with my name on it.
Greetings to you.
Afternoon, stranger. Looking for a stool to share a brew?
Who are you?
Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's Expeditionary Field Unit. Yourself?
I'm Nerian, Grey Warden.
Figured as much. Good folks, Wardens. I was in the Deep Roads when that one came by. What was his name? Dukan, Dunka... something like that.
You knew Duncan?
I met him, sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the Deep Roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines.
Who is your unit fighting?
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live.
I agree. I've not been to the Deep Roads.
Every Grey Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world.
So I've heard.
Die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones.
Who's sending you out?
Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost tigers. Looking for signs of Bronca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Who's this Bronca?
Bronca was a paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her whole house into the Deep Roads more than 2 years ago. No chance she could have survived. And a lot of good men are gonna die looking for her corpse. Excuse me. This brew is starting to taste awful bitter.
In dwarven vaboragas vi in vaga pelnathag. And in the risa saradur vahaten wimedwal. Nasun kalano vrug and
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me. Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
I don't know. Most humans treat my people like... No, he wouldn't say that because... From what he's seen, they don't treat the elves great. But a lot better than they do the casteless. A controversial opinion for a dwarf in the assembly, I imagine.
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the assembly? I've always liked that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
How does this case system work anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
So, do you get to vote on the next king?
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
Do you know anything about this Carter I've heard about?
The Assembly passed laws prohibiting the casteless from holding any job a legitimate citizen can do. Of course they turned to crime. What else can they do?
You've got a point, but I should get going.
As you wish.
This ale is perfect with a slow-roasted nugget.
Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
Is this Darkspawn corruption? Or just plain madness?
There's things older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass! Take them! I want out! I won't disappear chasing a lie! I won't!
Unbound. The writers follow after every town ever since my lucky break deciphering the story. I see it now, how they take the locals closest to me, preventing rest or kinship. I thought this a road to glory, but I am dogged at every step by his talons. Gax King. Curse his name in the day I heard it. Journal excerpt from an unnamed, long-dead adventurer. 3 weathered parchments with 3 versions of the same incomplete story. Excerpt. And when his kingdom fell, so disappeared the stolen riches of an age, the beast, the unbound, dormant until one of true spirit claims his throne. So he must hunt the hero of his people, the principled who would search for ancient evil. This is how they can make a real difference. Scribbled in the corners in a shaky hand. 3 pages, 3 ages, same story, updated. Same as the tavern song, but older. Signature torn on purpose. But compare and get Vilm Madan. All from him? How? Interesting.
I'm afraid to walk the commons alone at night. Those Carta thugs are horrid.
Darkspawn attacks have been really light this year.
That would be because they're on the surface. All right, well, talked to quite a number of people, but still really don't know a whole lot. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here, though, because it's probably been a while. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.